Welcome back to the channel. I think it's fair to say that the launch of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 was a complete and utter disaster. And as we're a few weeks on from that, there is still some pretty major issues with this sim. From a VR perspective, well, the performance is pretty awful. The mouse pointer seems to have a mind of its own. The interactions of the cockpit just disappear, and the toolbar is still a pain point. However, I think we can all agree, aside from those annoying minor bugs that will get fixed, the elephant in the room is the huge dependency of this new sim on cloud-based services, and it has not been working. It's just very frustrating, and at best, sometimes I'll get into the aircraft and there'll be no sound, or sometimes there'll be no gauges, or they will just start to load in as I'm flying. Other times I won't be able to get into the sim at all, and the dreaded 97% crowd, well, I think we've all been there at some point, and for many of you out there, you're still having issues just getting into this sim. It's unacceptable, and this needs addressing. Well, in the latest development livestream, we've had an official apology, and the team have outlined various fixes and even offered 4 new free aircraft as a way of an apology, which is all very nice, but we all just want this sim to work. And I'm hoping that the community agree with me when I say that we are all behind Asobo. We want this to be successful. So let's just go back for a moment and talk about the launch issues, because Jorg did state right at the beginning of the live stream that while some users were speculating that it was a server overload, the real failure was unfortunately due to a content delivery network system that is responsible for distributing player data. And this is due to the unprecedented demand for a whopping 100 billion package requests on launch day, which caused the system to collapse. Now, Jorg did state that this new system that is now in place should be 99.99% stable. So I'm really intrigued to know, how are you getting on out there? Please let me know in the comments below. Are you still struggling to get into the sim? Are you still having dropouts and streaming problems? Now, it's not all bad news, because next week, hopefully, we'll be getting a new patch. And it will address many things, particularly some that I find really annoying, such as the level of detail and texture streaming, which is very blurry. There will also be various career mode bugs, including incorrect wind, turbulence and behaviour. But here's a good one for us VR users. The interface overall will be much better, including improvements to the EFB. And we'll also have fixes for the toolbar functionality, and I'm also hoping they'll look at the mouse interactions as well in the cockpit, since that is a big issue. Now, in terms of those 4 free new aircraft, well, one of them is going to be a nice Embraer aircraft, and the other will be a Cessna 182F, and the other ones will be announced soon. Also, it's confirmed that the delayed World Update in Brazil will be in early 2025. Now, in terms of the marketplace, well, unfortunately, it's going to be delayed until early 2025. This is to allow third-party developers to be able to make those changes and give them time to adapt to this new sim and obviously test their products. So even though it is irritating, I do feel there's plenty of content to keep us going over the Christmas period, even if you don't use any add-on aircraft. Now, in terms of the future of MSFS 2024, I think it's fair to say there is polarised opinions on this sim, and actually I don't really recommend it right now, even though I am showing content of it and learning all about its systems and, VR settings and getting the best out of it as I can. I still would recommend that most of you stick to MSFS 2020. But for the future of 2024, well, there will be 4 new world updates, starting with Brazil, quarterly sim updates, and 2 unannounced surprises. Interesting. Now, I think overall, Jorg and the team did seem very sincere, and, I think they are very aware of this very shaky start, to say the least, of this new platform. Thank goodness we do have MSFS 2020 to fall back on. But I am feeling quite optimistic going into next year, and I think it'll be an interesting time for the hobby. Let me know in the comments, are you enjoying this new sim, or are you sticking with 2020? But for now, thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe because I'll have plenty of updates, plenty of news, and lots more VR content coming in the future. Take care and bye for now.